We're back in the kitchen today. This time we're making bread rolls. This is the first time I've ever made a soft bread roll. Usually they're like super heavy, so come with me and I'll show you the recipe. Start with 1 cup of warm water, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast. Then you just want to mix this all together and let it kind of bloom, I guess, for about 8 minutes. I put a time lapse on to show you how cool this was. I really geek out over stuff like this. Like, why am I so intrigued by how cool this is? Once that's done, you want to add 1 egg that's already beaten, and about 1 tablespoon of melted butter, a generous amount of salt. Now with the flour, you want to add this cup by cup. So add 1 cup, mix, and then add another cup just to kind of see how much you want. This is the part where you can really fuck it up if you add too much or whatever. You don't want it to be too dry. Kind of add 3 to 4 cups. I think I did add more, like closer to 4 in the end, but yeah, like I said, just do it bit by bit and you'll kind of get an idea. If anyone else has a good bread recipe they want to share, let me know. I think I'm in my bread era and I love making everything from scratch at the moment, so feel free to pass it along. Once you've added all the flour, it'll form into a dough and then we're just going to knead it. It was still quite sticky, so I had the remaining flour in a little measuring jug and kind of just poured that as I kneaded it. This recipe is typically known as like a really fast recipe. I think I looked it up and it's like a 30-minute like dinner rolls recipe. So you pretty much knead it fully and then we're going to break it into portions before we even let it rise, and then let it rise in its portions. I think they said, you know, only let it rise for 20 minutes to half an hour, but you can leave this longer if you want. It would probably make a difference, but yeah, I think I probably left it 30 minutes to an hour to rise. And yeah, I'm feeling like this video is a little bit too long at this point, but I've already edited it and your girl's out of editing energy, so just spend 3 minutes with me. Once it's all portioned out, you want to cover it with some baking paper and then a warm damp tea towel. Preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius. I can't forget that part. I think I messed up here with the baking paper. It was a little bit stuck, but it turned out fine in the end. Finally got it unstuck, re-rolled them, and then put a little bit of milk wash on them. And then put in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, or just until brown. This isn't super critical. You'll be able to tell when they're cooked. And this is how they turned out. Super golden, super soft, and yummy. Woo!